my name is Tracy Chido, and I'm a first grade teacher. I have 20 students in my classroom, and I use graphic organizers to help my students throughout the year. They've been wonderful tools to help my students plan out their thinking and gives me an opportunity to pattern my thought processes. I've been trained as a master teacher in using thinking maps. This work was started by David Heirel, and the research is astounding. It's extremely beneficial for students, and very specifically ESOL learners who need that extra scaffold and support. The thinking map I will use today is called a tree map, and it is used for sorting and classifying information. So as soon as I draw a tree map, my students automatically know it's time to sort and classify information. The first concept I'd like to show you the thinking map with is counting coins. My students often have difficulty with counting coins. So I'll show you a picture of what a thinking map looks like. The topic is at the head of the paper or chart paper, and then the categories are broken down underneath in subheadings. So my topic that I'll be introducing you is counting money. So counting money would go here, and then each specific category would go underneath. And I start with the coins and their amounts, and I start with the greatest coin to the left, the least coin going to the right. I use this throughout the year. My students have lots of hands-on practice using the coins. I made an anchor chart for them that they use while they're adding coins, so I'll show you that. So I have a chart, and at the top it says adding coins. And my students and I talk about what are the coin amounts, what are the visual cues, what are the names of the presidents, how much each coin is worth, and we chart this using specific vocabulary together. They can reference this. For example, this is the penny, and we talk about that it's brown, and that President Abraham Lincoln is on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial is on the back. This coin is worth 1 cent, and the symbol would be, see with a line through it when wording 1 cent. As we move on to nickel, we talk about its similarities and differences. It's the thicker of the two. It's gray. Thomas Jefferson's on the front, and on the back, Monticello, the building. It's 5 cents, and we talk about the symbols and words for both. So basically, we break the 5 common coins that I'm working with in first grade, and the students refer to this using the tree map. After we've had lots of hands-on practice using the actual coins, I have a money center. We use our smart board, and we can drag coins on the smart board. So I'll show you. Apologize, I'm alone filming. So, for example, we talk about the coins. We drag the coins in. I have the students write the amounts. I have multiple amounts. They can drag the coins. We look at the front and the back. And after working with the coins, we usually work on an online site. I use this one frequently. course it's not. Okay, now it's opening now.
Learning
ABC Yeah
coins.
is one of the common websites that I use with my students. There are multiple levels as they progress through their thinking, but I click through the games with them, and they actually drag the coins in. This is saying 76 cents, so they have to practice grabbing the correct coin, and it's self-correcting. It will tell the student if they're correct or incorrect. After we work with games, I introduce a strategy in first grade that we use often called Harry Math. And basically it's helping students with place value. Every coin that we talk about, a quarter, dime, nickel, and penny initially, can have a hair or not. For example, this is the quarter, and it's worth the most amount. It's worth 25 cents, so a quarter would have 5 hairs. It's worth 5. The dime is worth 2. It's counting by 5s with 2, so it would have 2 hairs. A nickel would have 1. A penny would have no hairs. So if I were talking with my students and they would have coins, and we often use letters, so I would say a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies. So they'd have to come up and add the hairs. The dime has 2 hairs, nickel 1, penny no hairs because it's counting by ones. So basically they count 10 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, and they would get 17 cents. And we practice the wording, cents, and the symbols. We also talk about structuring the coins in order from greatest to least, but I found these graphic organizers specifically help my students reference while they're adding, trying to make sense of the problem, especially my ESL learners. I have often used the tree map for phonics instruction, for example. These maps are wonderful. You can use them in any content area, basically. So we've recently been working with long A words, so I made a chart that using the tree map. At the top it says long A words, and we've broken the words down into word families. So for instance, the egg family with magic E, we have cake and rake. So we brainstorm word families together, and we stretch out the sounds, and visually it's cueing them that each word family has a specific sound. For instance, ache, cake, rake, make, bake, or aim, which would be game, came, Amy, aim. But I leave these anchor charts up for my students while they're learning to spell conventionally. They're really helpful. You can use it in any content area, but I specifically like them with counting and adding coins as we're working with place value and visual discrimination. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you.